It's 3 Minute Thursday. Hey, it's good to see you again. This week I'm going to talk about something very close to my heart. It's been a foundational tool that I've used throughout my whole professional career, and it's called the intelligence cycle. Now, it might not sound that exciting, but the intelligence cycle is a crucial tool for investigators, cybersecurity professionals, even business leaders. I've got this little book called the Intelligence Handbook. A lot of the things in this book cover cybersecurity topics, but there's a lot of content in here that's just generic intelligence content. So if you're an investigator, you're doing cybersecurity, this book is for you. I'll see if I can figure out a way of sharing this with you guys. I think you can get this as a PDF. I'll leave a link in the description. Fortunately, I don't need the book. As always, let's put 3 minutes on the clock. If you Google the intelligence cycle, you'll see it broken down into 4, 5, sometimes 6 different steps. That book breaks it down into 6 steps. I prefer using 5 steps. So let's run through them. Step 1, direction. You can't possibly be expected to know what information to gather to then process into intelligence to give back to your management if they don't tell you what they're up to in the first place. So let me give you an example. Let's say you work for a massive oil company and they're going to push into Nigeria to kick off a new project. Now, me as an intelligence professional, I would instantly start thinking about my collection. How would I gather information to do with Nigeria and how that might affect us? And that's really all direction is. Someone saying, this is the way we're going. Step 2, collection. This is the fun one. This is where you get to go and spy on people if you're in the government, or go on Google and search for stuff online and everything in between. This is the actual activity around gathering the information. And there's lots of different ways to collect data. You might just Google it. Most people probably will just Google it. But if you're a government, you might have the entire intelligence service apparatus, something that I was a part of, at your disposal, and you might task operators to go overseas and watch people, take photographs. Sometimes these operators won't even realize what it is that they're gathering. Someone might give me a job to go and measure radioactive water in some river. I know nothing about radioactiveness and water, so it's meaningless to me. And I might take a piece of equipment that they've told me to take, dip it in the river, take the readings, and then come back. All I have is data. I don't have intelligence. I don't really even have information because I don't understand the context. And it's data, then information, then intelligence. That's the sequence. I've collected raw data. That now needs to be turned into information. Step 3 of the cycle is processing. You take that raw data you've collected. It could be just a massive database filled with numbers, somewhat meaningless to the average Joe on the street. You then process that data using whatever tools you need to do it and turn it into information. And once you have the information, you can then move on to step 4, which is analysis. And this is where you have to put your business hat on or your government hat on, because if I tell you it's going to rain today, you might think, that doesn't really matter to me because I wasn't planning on leaving today, so it's irrelevant. But if I tell the same information to someone else, they might think, oh, I need an umbrella today. And that is intelligence in action. So when management says we're going to go to Nigeria and we're going to kick off a new energy project, we're looking to give them intelligence that allows them to take action, probably to reduce risk. Step 5, dissemination. Dissemination is arguably one of the most important parts of the intelligence cycle. Don't get me wrong, they're all important. But if you don't send your intelligence to the right person in the right format on time, it's irrelevant. You may as well just throw it in the bin. In fact, that's probably what's going to happen with it. You might be asked to deliver a presentation, you might be sending a Word document, you might be sending a spreadsheet, you might be just giving someone a phone call to brief them on what it is that you've found. Now in cyberspace, we do this all the time. This is what cyber threat intelligence teams do. This is what I do. And we throw millions of pounds worth of collection assets and employees and teams. They all come together to create this rich intelligence picture so that we can stay ahead of the bad guys. So that is the intelligence cycle: direction, collection, processing, analysis, and dissemination. I've definitely gone over 3 minutes, but if you have any questions about the intelligence cycle, leave a comment below. I will personally respond, and I will see you next week.